Handwriting skills, print legibly using proper pencil grip. A 1. Okay.
I'm gonna do this one using a pencil grip.
I mean, you holding it how you supposed to hold it. I don't understand how is that a 1. Okay. First name, a 1. Last name, a 1.
Okay, y'all, so it's not the government, it's not the organization, it's not the district, it's the parents. Not the students, the parents. They're like making teachers want to quit. Like, what's good? You know, I haven't been in school in a minute, so I've been a little bit out of touch, you feel me? So we're gonna get into it. And did someone lace your weed, or did you forget we're back on another video? Let's see what's popping.
I really can't wait for the day that I go viral. I went to Koya school today and I talked with the principal. We're good over here. I know what she needs to work on. I don't need all these teachers in the comments coming, oh, I'm a teacher here. Oh, I'm a professional. Nobody asked for all that.
So there's a mom online who sees her kid's report card and goes,
A 1?
you could have sworn the teacher came in personally to her house and caused a ruckus in order for the kid not to pass her grade. This is a 1 out of 3, by the way. But that wasn't the case. And I get it. Nobody likes seeing a low score on their kid's paper, but it happens. I was gonna go crazy with the story and I probably already sound a little heated, but I'm gonna calm down because this story is the perfect example of something bigger. Being able to read but not being able to interpret. Functional literacy. This school really got me messed up.
So Koi got home today and her report card, these report cards are weird. I've never seen report cards like this before, but her handwriting score, all of them were 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So on this list, it says here, 1, not meeting standards at this time. 2, standards partially met, needs more time. 3, meet standards satisfactorily. Okay, so handwriting skills, print legibly using proper pencil grip. A 1. Okay.
I'm gonna do this one using a pencil grip.
I mean, you holding it how you supposed to hold it. I don't understand how is that a 1. Okay, first name, a 1. Last name, a 1. Uppercase letters, lowercase letters. Okay, I understand she might get them mixed up. You see she only missed 3 right here for the
Everybody got different standards with this, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, especially being left-handed, I suck at writing. I'm not the best writer. I like to like come up with things, like write them or whatever, but like my actual handwriting is like pretty garbage. I'm not even gonna hold you. So we gotta keep in mind, like, just because that's your standards, that doesn't mean that's the school standard. I get it. It can be annoying. It can, like, school, especially like school before college, very annoying. I like how the system be, but gotta follow the standard, I guess.
Case letters, and she missed 5 for the lowercase letters. I mean, they'll get it mixed up, but she know her ABCs. So I'm just trying to figure out, how did she score a 1 and she knows how to write her first and last name.
It's math spaced out.
She know how to spell her first and last name. It might not be the perfect handwriting, because my handwriting was horrible too. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what's really going on in this school. Like, I'm really about to change schools again. Coosa, I don't care what they say about Coosa County. She loved that school.
I want to read some of the comments. Everything you're showing is proof to the ones she received. If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. Parents get offended because they in the... You're not helping your case here, but we're gonna keep going. Parents get offended because they're in the same boat as the kids.
I'm trying to tell you, like, I have trash handwriting. So, like, my kid had trash handwriting. I'd probably be like, okay, like, whatever. Because I obviously went through school, went to college, graduated and everything, like, with trash handwriting. Like, who cares? Especially now, everything digital. But, like, that's what I'm saying. We gotta be mindful. Like, that, just because that's your standard, that's not, like, the school standard.
Get defensive, just work with her. The report card clearly states a simple scale. 1, not meeting standards. 2, standards partially met, needs more time. And 3, meets standards satisfactorily. Now, the mom's argument here is, my child can write her name, so she should at least get a 2. The handwriting skills section isn't just about, can your child spell their name correctly? Can your child spell their name one time? It's a list of skills that are bundled together. Things like printing legibly using proper pencil grip, first name, last name, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, so a kid can write their name and still not meet the standard if the standard includes multiple requirements. Now that's where the mom gets stuck. Obviously, she's treating the score like it's grading just one thing. She's thinking, can she do it? Yes, therefore she deserves a 2. The goal here was to be calm, but it's not working.
Another thing is, if the mom has never helped her child, like, to write, like, never try to give her assistance, like, she fully relies on the teacher to, like, teach her child to do this, she can't be making no video neither. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's like, if I never, not one time, sat down and read a book to my child, or made my child read a book, and I'm mad because they need additional help, or, like tutoring and stuff for reading. And then I go on social media like, I don't understand why my child, like, people aren't born naturally good at everything. And we all know that, though. We all know that. We need to be taught. Not everybody's just a natural. I mean, how easy everything would be, we all were, right? You feel me? Like, that would be great. But we're not. So we got to understand, like, you got to put in some additional help.
I need to add, because she mentioned it, changing schools won't help anything. And when you watch the clip, just like I watched the clip, you notice things right away that explain why the teacher felt the need to give the kid a 1. The child has a pencil in a full hand grip. Now that is common for kids, yes, but if the standard is proper grip, then that's literally one of the check boxes, and it's something that can be improved. You can get little tools online, I'll put them on the screen right here, that can help your child with that. The second thing I saw in the video immediately was the capital letters and the lowercase letters. If first and last name casing is mixed up, that's another strike against the standard, against her marks, aka her grades. Another big thing that I noticed was the spacing. There's no spacing between the first and the last name, and that is one of the big issues, because spacing is part of readability, and readability is a handwriting standard. So even if the child knows her name, knows how to write her name, the teacher might be grading the skills around the name and not just the letters themselves. And here's where it also gets messy, if it wasn't already. Instead of correcting the behavior, you know, the grip, spacing, letter sizes, casing, the mom has the child write her first and last name over and over and over again in order to prove that the child can do it. But I may argue that repetition without correction is not proof, ma'am, and you don't need to be on TikTok.
Exactly. I used to play softball. Somebody had told me this too, like, this practice really makes perfect, because if you practicing the wrong thing over and over again, like, are you really perfecting your craft? You feel me? And it could be a little bit of a humbling experience that this lady's going through, because it's just like, damn, like, I really don't see what the problem is, but there's a problem. Yeah, it's kind of humbling when you have to kind of get to a point like, bro, I need to hire somebody, or I need like a third person. That's why she recording. Like, she need another person's opinion. Like, I don't really see what's the big deal. Like, can somebody teach me? Like, that comment from earlier said it the best. Like, when you and your kid is in the same boat. That's why y'all gotta be careful. I wouldn't have with the social media. That's why I be questioning, like, nobody, do they not have nobody in their life? Like, you could have sent this to, like, your sister or, like, a sibling or something. Like, yo, like, what's good? Like, is the handwriting really that jacked up? Or you go back to the teacher, like, can you tell me, like, what's wrong? You feel me? Now you got your child online, like, looking slow. Like, come on, bro. I mean, the child not slow, but it's just like, you know, your child struggling, something like. But that's the thing, she don't see her child as struggling, so she didn't see what the problem is.
Blasting all this business when the real issue is greater than just your child knowing how to write her name. All I'm trying to say is, if your kid writes it 30 times incorrectly, the only thing I can applaud in that is commitment. She is committed to continuously doing it the wrong way. And I say she is committed. I'm not blaming the kid. I'm sorry. I have to correct myself. The mom is to blame in this. The parents are to blame. I never look at a kid and say, oh my gosh, you got a 1, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, where are the parents? She reacted like it was a personal insult, and now nothing's being solved because of it. Until she wrote a letter to the teacher. We're gonna get to that. Something I do want to point out before we move on even further, because there are plenty of videos that she made. Obviously, we won't be covering all of them. Some people in the comment section were saying that the kid may have a neurological learning disability, which is known as dysgraphia. So I don't want to just
Dang, they
ignore
diagnosed
that part of the.
Y'all do not run to the internet about your kids, bro. No, like they over here diagnosing her daughter. Like, come on, bro. Don't, please, like social media. Like, this is the new norm now. This is really the new norm. Like, let's run to social media. Like, and if you're gonna do that, please be aware. Like, whatever outcome you think you about to get, you might not even get. Like, maybe, right? You might get a whole bunch of haters. Like, she lucky nobody calling her daughter retarded. Like, that's a terrible word to use, but you know, people are very mean on the net. Let's be for real. People are very mean. So, I just hope she don't do this again. But you know, as parents, I'm not even a parent, but as humans, we live and we learn. I hope she can learn from this.
I'm not the one to diagnose that, but in the meantime, maybe let's listen to the teachers. Next video says, update from Koya's teacher, and she got in trouble today.
Okay, so yesterday, y'all know that Koi got her report card, and I wrote the teacher a letter. Don't talk about my handwriting. I graduated high school, and I did some college, so... Anyways, so I asked for a conference and I asked for a change of classroom because I just feel like she's nitpicking with my daughter. It's been multiple occasions with her getting in trouble in the classroom for like the smallest things. The stuff is like really retarded to me. I mean, like they're in kindergarten, they're still kids. Like you don't have to report everything.
I don't know. Unless my child is really like crying and stuff, I might not change them. Because some teachers are terrible. Come on. Like, do I really need to say that? Like, some teachers really are terrible. You feel me? But I don't know. Cause I'm not saying because I had to thug it out, my kids should. But I feel like it's a good teaching lesson. Like, sometimes we're going to be put in positions in life. We're going to have to deal with difficult people. Like, but that's just me on some, like, wisdom. Oh, my child can learn so much about life through this experience type shit. But... that's just me. Let me know how y'all feel about that.
Like, oh, she dropped the pencil off her desk. Now I'm gonna send her to the office. Like, it be stuff like that. Like, it's really just nonsense. So I requested a conference, and she wrote back and said that I can come tomorrow. And she also got in trouble today in school. It says Koya had to sit with another teacher 2 times for not following directions. Okay. So, I mean, I sent the letter today, and now all of a sudden she got in trouble. I mean, I really feel like it's like a little nitpicking going on with this teacher. So, I'm definitely going to the school tomorrow to see what's really going on. She's over there doing her name again. She's doing the lowercase letters. Let me see if you do it a little bit better.
Oh, this is the same kid.
Like the A.
Okay, that's a little bit better. But that Y has to come down some, okay? You see how mommy did those Y's right there? Okay. See, you did good with the A's. They need to get better, though. But you're doing pretty good, mama.
That is the updated video, and that is the letter she sent to the teacher. When I realized that that letter was what she wrote to the teacher, it honestly sealed things for me. It all made sense.
Man, watch, like, I'm telling y'all, like, years later, they gonna be a rise of kids that, like, find out how their parents, like, kind of expose some of their business on the net, and they gonna have their own breakout story. We gonna have those stories on the internet. I'm calling it. I'll be the first one to call it. Like, I can only imagine, like, she get older and she sees videos like, Ma, like, if I was struggling in school, why were you posting about that? You feel me? Like, what's good? Like, what if, like, she get older, like, teenage years, and her mom's still posting her, and, like, her friends find online, like, what? You going through this at home? Da-da-da. Like, nah, y'all, like, come on, bro.
The letter, and I'm gonna read it exactly how it's written. If you see me not breathing, it's because the punctuation is not there. Buckle up. Hey, Miss Kid, I'm writing concerning Koya's numbers. I've never seen a report card like this. I figured it out though. What I'm not understanding is why she scored all ones with handwriting and she knows how to spell and write her name. Yes, I understand she gets uppercase and lowercase mixed up a little, but scoring a 1 on handwriting is ridiculous. Don't you think? Maybe as if anything. I didn't understand that. This is not to shame the mother, by the way. Otherwise, I'd be laughing. It's actually very sad. I've been having problems with her behavior nonstop about small things. I keep record of this. I need a meeting in person because this is really unacceptable. I am not saying Koya isn't in the wrong for not following directions, but some things need to be handled differently, like time out for the student when it gets too out of hand. For the teacher, could she change classrooms if possible? Koya comes home and tells me a lot about the class. Also, we just a meeting ASAP. I guess need a meeting ASAP. The teacher responds, "Good morning, Mrs. Hoyt." I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. "Are you available for a conference on Thursday, January 22nd, 2026 at the time? Question mark. Thank you, Miss Kid." I just know Miss Kid saw that letter and let out a long, exasperated sigh. Because that is exactly how I felt when that updated video came out and I saw this letter. It's very sad. This comment I'm about to read explains exactly how I felt when reading this letter. The teacher should have sent your letter back in red. Actually, somebody in the comment section made corrections to her letter. I don't know if the corrections were right, but all I'll say is my head is hurting from reading this letter. There were also people saying, maybe the teacher has a spot in class for you as well, which she responded, what I mean? And you can sit next to me. Another video comes out and she says, "I know I wrote the notes on some mad shit. So please stop trying to downplay my child off what I wrote." You can go down to the comment section. Nobody is talking bad about the kid. If anything, a lot of people are talking crap to the mother because this is a direct reflection of you as the parent. We're gonna move on because she is smart. You can call me what you want, but keep it cute. Thank ya. Before we move on to my next video, I just want to give a special shout out to all of my Anti-Dildo Den members. I truly appreciate every single one of you guys, from watching the early access videos to commenting, giving feedback. I truly do appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the badges.
I love everybody watching the video.
As well as the longer versions of these videos that I'm posting, getting in the groove of things. Who knows? Maybe I'll want for anybody else to join. To me, I'm speechless. Without wasting any more time, let's get into this story.
What we got next?
This video.
What we got next?
I don't want to call it a mess because it's very sad.
Honestly, I really don't care what y'all talking about because I know that I'm smart. I wrote the letter just on some like
this is the same lady.
Mad fast stuff. Like, I know that some of the stuff really wasn't misspelled. Maybe used the wrong wording. Like, what, it's different words for. It's like 2 or 3 words for different things. So like what and what. Oh, I missed the H out of what and through and shit like that. Okay, yeah. Hey, it is what it is. I could care less. So y'all can keep all that bullshit to yourself. And what you're not gonna do is downplay my child off a note that I wrote because she's very smart. So keep the stupid sideways comments to yourself because I don't play about my kids at all.
First thing, fix your smoke detector. Second thing, please don't be combative. Also, 10 points to whoever can spell what a different way. That is correct. I'll start. The only way I know how to spell what, and I'm talking proper grammar, is W-H-A-T. If there is another way, 10 points to you in the comment section.
Without the H?
Proper grammar.
Why?
Someone said, this is so sad. Yes, it is. And she responds, so sad, laughing at the situation. And someone else came from her video, the letter, and said, hey, because y'all know what hey is? Y'all know what hey is? That's the clue. People were done with her at this point, I'm assuming, because she is just cussing and being mad about the situation when initially people were trying to help. So now they're gonna be petty. She gets it from her mama, LOL, and she says, with the little cute emoji. Naya wrote, y'all attacking her isn't going to change or help her situation. It makes sense why baby is struggling. Give grace, and mom, your baby does need some extra help, and that is okay. My
Not for
question
real.
would be, what about the grace she's not giving to the teachers? You have changed schools 3 times and now you want to change a class? If everybody you go to says
Am I the only one wondering where the dad at? I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, whether it's co-parenting, he live in the house, or like he working all the time. I don't know. Like, where the father? Like, we could have not gotten a second opinion on this. What's good, man?
the problem, maybe you are the problem. With her attitude, she is literally doing her daughter a disservice. She needs to give grace to those teachers as well. And I'll leave it at that. That was a lie. I'm about to rant. Okay, so
I went to Koya school today and I talked with the principal, her teacher, and the counselor. And we were all trying to get on one accord on why Koya score all ones on the writing, the handwriting part of the rubric. And me and the principal basically were on the same page, like on her essays and the stuff that she brought, that she showed me that Koya do in school. And her tests, all for her handwriting, they all were 2s. So we were trying to figure out why did she put all 1s on her report card. That don't make any sense. And y'all can see that in the last video I just posted. The principal was on my side and she agreed to change her grade to what it's supposed to be. And she got all 2s now because she's progressing. She needs practice, but she is doing everything correctly. So for all you fucking haters, fuck you, bitch. And I'm not fucking slow because of that fucking letter. I wrote it fast because I didn't have any time. I didn't have time to write it, type it, whatever. I was ready to go to the school and get the meeting and all that over with. So stop fucking playing on my top. Don't play on Koya's top. And we got those grades changed. Thank you.
she writes
I mean, nobody be playing with nothing if you just didn't post nothing. I don't even know how many times I gotta say this. I would say this the whole video, bro.
her note and she admits that she was rushing and she was mad. Definitely took note of that because what? That part matters. It's very important. I actually had to pause and listen to the video again because I couldn't believe she said this, but it's gonna play a part in what I'm about to say next. When you're emotional, you don't process information well. Y'all know the saying, when emotions get high, intelligence gets what? Yes, it gets low. Class is in session. She's an example of that. You don't interpret carefully. You don't even ask the right questions. You just react. And that is the problem. So when she says, I was rushing, she's basically confirming that this wasn't about her even understanding to begin with. This was about her winning while she was upset. And the handwriting and grammar in her letter becomes a part of the problem because it's not about the haha, she can't write. It's about the contradiction when you look at her letter. She expects the teachers to overlook her rushed mistakes as little mistakes, but she can't tolerate her child being evaluated as needs improvement. It's not an insult. It's a correction. There's a difference. So the adult is saying, mine doesn't count, I was emotional, but the child's skill gap are treated like an attack from...
Man, these people really write themselves, bro. They really do. This is why we gotta check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. Am I right? Am I right? Shouldn't we analyze ourselves? Okay, like, did I consider... No, this is a life skill. Everybody should do this. Think about when you mad at a boss. if you just lead with one emotion, one perspective, like you gonna end up being fired. Like you gotta start considering other avenues. Maybe there's other ways you can interpret whatever has happened, interpret the situation, look at it from your perspective, the other person's perspective, and address things when you're calm. I think everybody should know that. Everybody should know that. Address things when you're calm. I get it. There's sometimes when it's in the moment and things are just up and it's stuck. I get that. But this is a situation like, she not even seeing the teacher face to face. Like, she had enough time to breathe and think more rationally. You feel me?
The school. Why is that? Somebody answer, and please make it fast. If you said it's because she has an ego, you are correct. And then we find out that there's a note the teacher left about the child misbehaving, having to sit out with another teacher twice for not following directions. And the mom is framing it as, y'all are nitpicking at my child, or the teacher is nitpicking at my child. Here's what teachers have to do, especially in kindergarten. They track small behaviors because small behaviors become patterns. That's literally what it's for. To train kids on listening, following directions, taking turns, standing on task, standing in line, and basic learning behaviors. That is why they're nitpicking at your kid or providing reports that are not important in your eyes. So when the mother says not everything needs to be reported, she's not understanding the purpose of documentation. They're just trying to correct the behavior so that it doesn't spiral into something that it doesn't have to be. It's data. After the meeting, she talks to the principal, the teacher, the counselor, and the grade gets changed to a 2 instead of the 1. Could the teacher have made an error? Sure. People make mistakes all the time. Could there have been some
Look, I feel that. No, that is true. Teachers can make mistakes, but some teachers are really dickheads. So I can understand. No, y'all gotta understand. Like, sometimes school can be mad traumatizing because teachers, like, be kind of weird because, teachers are like double your age. You feel me? So, I mean, now teachers are younger, but like teachers typically be like double, triple your age. And it's just like, yo, like, what's all this hate coming from? I've been there. Have you not? Have you not? So if she thinking in that kind of context, that's probably why she coming at it with all this hostility. But like I said, we got to consider all avenues. And bottom line, like the first video, like when she showed her daughter's handwriting, like it's so obvious, like that handwriting wasn't it. Granted, like, yeah, great, she can write everything, but it's just like, come on. Sometimes you right, sometimes you wrong.
Between the subtotal and the overall total, absolutely. But the way the mom celebrates it is what I have an issue with, because the vibe is, I told y'all so. She was wrong. I was right. Instead of, okay, now I understand what the standard is and we'll practice. And if the grade changes mostly because the parent had an issue, the lesson becomes, don't improve, escalate. Don't improve.
Oh no, that's a terrible lesson to learn. That's a terrible, but you see how we learn things just from a child? And when we get older, we wondering like, why they think that way? Why they think like this? That's what they've been exposed to. We be looking at, sometimes it just be a person's nature on why they are how they are, but we got to consider the nurture, bro. We got to consider this. That's not a good lesson to learn. Because now every time your kid, like, she make a mistake, she pointed the blame at somebody else. That's a very common thing in our human nature. Very common. Very common. A lot. Adam and Eve did it, please, since the beginning of time. You feel me? So we gotta break out of that complex. But thank y'all for tapping in, bro. My laptop about to die, but it's only like 20 seconds left. A minute left of the video. Thank y'all for tapping in. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Tap into my Patreon. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Subscribe.